now music streaming giant Spotify reportedly planning layoffs this week to cut costs. No word on how many jobs will be cut there. For the app's 9,000 employees. This on the coattails, of course, of Microsoft cutting 10,000 jobs. Google, 12,000 jobs announced cuts last week, setting the tone for big tech. Joining me right now is the Center for Growth and Opportunity Technology and Innovation Director, Taylor Barkley. Taylor, good to have you. Thanks very much for being here. We keep hearing that these cuts are a result of these companies overhiring before the pandemic. Is that the way you see it? And what would be a practical number in terms of job cuts that you would expect throughout this industry?
Thanks for having me on this morning, Maria. Yeah, we are in weird economic times. Tech overhired because of COVID-19. As you know, because people were locked down, staying at home, they were using their screens more. They were using these technology companies' services and products more. So, as you know, Sundar Pichai said, he misjudged. They overhired to meet demand, and I think we're seeing that reflected. And these cuts still are not getting back to the pre-pandemic numbers at these firms. So I think there is some truth to that. But we're also, it's the broader context. We're in a broader context of increased competition. You know, for Spotify in particular, they went hard in podcasts, and that is just not panning out for them. They've invested a lot of money and funds and personnel into podcasts, and it doesn't seem to be panning out. And with Google in particular, they're shaking in their boots about ChatGPT 3. So, and on we could go with, you know, Meta facing competition from TikTok and spending $4 billion in their metaverse project. There's just a lot going on here, and I think that's why I call it kind of a weird time in the economy broadly, but especially for tech.
I'm glad you mentioned ChatGPT. Explain what ChatGPT is. They're getting a lot of conversation around this right now. And, you know, when you look at Microsoft versus Google, this is another competition between them here. Yeah. Tell us about ChatGPT.
So ChatGPT 3 is the third version of this large language model. Essentially a computer program that collects data and words from around the internet, and you can train it by, you know, people participating around the globe, and you can ask it questions, and it spits out answers that are pretty convincing, you know, akin to asking like an expert friend on maybe how to make the best lasagna or how to program the lights in your house. And it's really rather impressive, and it's free to use, or at least so far, via OpenAI, the developing company of ChatGPT, and further iterations are expected. So Google, of course, has been involved in AI for the last number of years, and they see this as a threat to their search engine model. Many analysts have said ChatGPT or future large language models could be a threat to search. That Google, you know, the core of their business. So they want to reassert their their dominance at the top of the AI debate.
Yeah, great analysis there. While all of these layoffs are taking place in the tech sector, many people think that it's a result of a slowing economy. But there's a new report from J.P. Morgan, and this new model that J.P. Morgan is putting out shows that the odds of a recession are actually falling sharply across markets. Now, when I spoke with Jamie Dimon just a couple of weeks ago in San Francisco, he walked back his commentary about the economic hurricane to come. He said, I should not have used the word hurricane. So it looks like the folks at J.P. Morgan anyway are believing that maybe the Federal Reserve can have something of a soft landing. Is that what you believe?
I'm getting a kind of whiplash too, recession or not. But regardless, I think for the tech industry, there's a lot of competition out there, and I think that's under-addressed in the business community and certainly on Capitol Hill. Where they seem to view the tech industry in this fixed state of being, where it's constantly in flux. You know, you review over the last 10 years, 20 years, certainly, tech domination rises and falls. Big tech companies have different names. It just depends on when you pop into the timeline. So I think what we're seeing here is, in the tech industry in particular, just kind of the natural course of things, you know, innovation in process.
Let me ask you about innovation over at Tesla, because Elon Musk is downplaying the impact of his tweets on Tesla stock. He did that during the fraud trial taking place on Friday. Now, Musk's tweet back in 2018 that he would, quote, consider taking Tesla private at $420 a share. And that funding was secured. This is the tweet that really went viral. It followed by telling shareholders, that they can either sell or hold their shares and go private. Taylor, your reaction to what's taking place at that trial?
Well, Elon Musk is a dynamic character, and I think he's really paying for this tweet. It's an expensive, it's a high dollar count per word, let's say. He's already paid $40 million to the Securities and Exchange Commission in settlement for this tweet, and now he's before a jury to essentially disprove the link, because he's being sued by investors that they've lost money because of this tweet. So I think he's due to appear again today before the judge, and it remains to be seen what the jury decides. But I think he has a steep hill to climb ahead of him.
All right, we'll watch that. Taylor, thank you. Taylor Barkley joining us. The next